So, that T-Rex didn't come to attack the railway after all. It just came to save it. So let me get this straight. Robot Thomas reassembled himself, went to the scrapyards, and brought Spencer, Splatter, and Dodge back to life. And then the mother T-Rex came along with the baby T-Rex, and while the mother T-Rex went after Robot Thomas, Splatter, Dodge, and Spencer, the baby T-Rex mauled Sir Topham Hatt.
Yep, that is all quite right. But it's all fine now, so the baby T-Rex will no longer do that again.
But then you guys said that Sir Topham Hatt had to be taken to the hospital. Well, that's because Sir Topham Hatt needs lung transplant. So who's gonna be in charge of us now since Sir Topham Hatt's at the hospital?
Well, we surely don't want Timothy back now, would we?
Blah 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 blah.
Yeah, I hope not to see him anymore.
Hello everyone, I hope I'm not interrupting or anything. Oh hi there, Terrence. Is Sir Topham Hatt gonna be okay? Sir Topham Hatt will be fine. It's just one damaged lung. Anyways, Sir Topham Hatt has told Bertie, who has told me, that Thomas is in charge of the railway.
What, me? Really? Really, Terrence? Me in charge?
Well, just for the standard gauge railway. And he said he's gonna leave this one guy whose name is Percival to be in charge of the narrow gauge railway. So that means we gotta take orders from Thomas.
So, what are your orders, Thomas? Well, now that I'm in charge, let's get those crates of cookie dough ready.
Well, it took us so long to get away from that T-Rex.
Now what are we supposed to do with that T-Rex and its baby, and the engines joining forces with them?
Perhaps Robot Thomas might know what to do.
Speaking of Robot Thomas, there he is.
So, Robot Thomas, any plans?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I have heard Sir Topham Hatt about saying that the real Thomas is in charge.
So you're going to be planning on impersonating the real Thomas?
Exactly. And now for my plan. We are to capture as much diesels as we can. After that, we shall turn them against the Steamies.
Oh, but wait, Robot Thomas, you and I are both Steamies. Wouldn't that mean that the diesels would turn against us as well?
Well, I'm not a steam engine technically, and don't worry, I will tell them to not go against you.
So, there's heard of a new controller to substitute for Sir Topham Hatt.
That would be right, since Sir Topham Hatt got mauled by some kind of animal that was supposed to be extinct. And by an extinct animal, you would mean that baby T-Rex that Thomas has been talking about. Vroom vroom! Okay, sir, here we are! So, this is the narrow gauge railway. Okay, all narrow gauge engines, allow me to introduce myself. I am Mr. Percival. I will be your new controller until Sir Topham Hatt returns. Now believe me that you will not be overworked or too tired to be working. Now, Bertie, you are dismissed to do your own work. Thank you, sir. Vroom! Hey everyone, coming through. Just going to the Steamworks again. Oh, wow. I never realized that the Steamworks has this.
A day has already been passed. We need to get Arian Bert's operations done by tomorrow. Oh, Mavis.
Hi there, Victor. So I see that you placed Arian Bert into that operations shed.
Those are definitely Arian Bert in there. And these operations can be real gruesome to accomplish. That is why we placed Arian Bert into that operations shed. No engine goes in, no engine comes out.
So once Ari and Bert are done with their operations, how do you get them out of there?
Well, once the operation is finished, this crane here would lift the operations shed up.
So that's the only way that Ari and Bert can get out of there.
Of course. Now you should get back to work.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, Victor, that Thomas is now in charge of the standard gauge railway.
Oh yes, I have heard. After Sir Topham Hatt got mauled by some kind of animal.
Well, I guess I should be going now. See you, Victor. Oh, I wonder what's going on.
Oh, hi, Mavis. Well, Daisy has said to us, as said by Thomas himself since he's in charge of us, that all of us Diesels are to meet here in Knapford Station.
Wait, all of us? What do you mean by all of us? And I thought Thomas was doing something to do with flour or something. Well, I did thought that Thomas wanted all of us Diesels here. I think that was what he said. I know that Ari and Bert are still at their operations, and the only one I don't see here is Diesel 10.
Well, whatever Thomas wants us to do, I hope Diesel 10 comes here before Thomas does. I think Diesel 10 may be too late, 'cause here comes Thomas now. Hello, everyone.
Wait, that doesn't look like Thomas.
Oh dear. Mavis is right. That isn't Thomas at all.
Wait, what? You're all saying that that isn't Thomas?
Of course I'm not Thomas. I am the robot version of Thomas, and you all just fell for my trap. That is right. You're all our prisoners now unless you join our side.
There is no escape now, good Diesels.
Take them all. No! 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 You won't take me, matey! No! 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 No!
You won't get away with this, Robot Thomas!
I believe I already have. Ha 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 ha.
Holy pistons! Was that Thomas and Spencer that just captured those Diesels?
Well, first off, as Toby Gordon and I can tell, that was, of course, Spencer.
And second, I don't think that was really Thomas.
Because it isn't really Thomas at all. That engine is Robot Thomas.
Robot Thomas? So, Thomas is a robot?
Actually, Stanley, you're missing the point.
You see, Stanley, Robot Thomas's existence was the reason why the real Thomas was having too much work. This was during the time Sir Topham Hatt was on his vacation. So if Robot Thomas is meant to do Thomas's work, how did he turn evil?
Maybe stealing my express train was the reason to why Robot Thomas turned evil.
Gordon, that wasn't the main reason to why Robot Thomas turned evil.
The real reason to why Robot Thomas turned evil was because, well, he was told that he sounded too weird, and not anywhere close to sounding like the real Thomas.
Wait, Robot Thomas not sounding anywhere close like the real Thomas? That's it!
What is it?
I think I might have figured it out. That I think Robot Thomas wanted to sound more like the real Thomas.
Well, that could be true. Well, now we know what has happened. We've got to tell all the others about what Robot Thomas has done.
And to ask you guys, what were those two other engines that are with Spencer and that robotic Thomas?
Oh, well, those two other engines that were with Spencer and Robot Thomas, those would be none other than Splatter and Dodge. Diesel 10's former sidekicks that were supposed to be scrapped. But it looks like Robot Thomas has brought them back to life, along with Spencer.
Thomas should be at the sheds. We must go and tell him all about this. You know, Tails, maybe it's the time that we should... What? Tails? Did you just hear that? Oh, of course. Could it be? The same kind of laughing noise that we thought Dr. Robotnik made.
At last, my friends and my sister, it is all finished. Release him from the giant oven.
Giant oven? Flour? That could mean... I think there could be something very big in there. Something big made of flour?
Looks like it. It could be a giant loaf of bread. It could be a giant cookie. It could be a giant waffle or a giant pancake. At last, he is done. Who's done exactly?
Maybe that answers the question to who's coming from behind the shed? I think you got that second answer correct. Now that we have captured 7 of the diesels, now it's time to capture the rest.
I've heard that Terry and Bert are at the steamworks.
And we of course know that Diesel 10 is at the sheds with all the other steamies. Then Dodge, you're with me to go after Diesel 10, and Splatter, you're with Spencer to go after Ari and Bert.